required in this subject, that is my demand, computer programming, MATLAB. How many of you already know MATLAB? Nobody is saying yes. So third year, Nitesh, you know, my MTech students I know, but UG I am saying. Susmita,
Yes, sir.
MATLAB,
I know, sir.
you know,
Thanks.
okay. So all of you must have MATLAB installed on your computer uh, within a month or rather within 15 days and start learning it. Start learning it. You cannot call yourself an engineer unless you know MATLAB. Let me tell you. Once you go through my subject, you will come to know that you don't know anything in engineering. That is the benefit of doing this subject. That you will realize that till today you don't know anything in engineering. So you have to become an engineer. Simply getting J90 degree will help you nowhere. Let me tell you. You have to become an engineer better than other engineers from other institutes. So how do you become a better engineer? I am asking MATLAB, gradually you will switch over to Python. Fine. I'm not asking Python, that you must know Python, but of your own interest, you should know Java and Python. Not for this subject. For this subject, you should know MATLAB, and MATLAB is based on C. All of you know C because that is taught in first year. You cannot say that you don't know C language. So if you know C language, you can handle MATLAB. You can write a program in MATLAB. We'll come to MATLAB gradually, not immediately, maybe after this. So three things will be part of this subject. One is the theory or the subject itself. Second one is mathematics. Third one is programming. ठीक है, किसी को कुछ पूछना है इसके बारे? See, make it an habit of asking questions. I generally encourage that you ask questions. Anytime you have any doubt, you can immediately ask questions. If you are not asking question, it means you are not listening to what I am saying, or you are not understanding. You are not trying to understand. किसी को कोई डाउट नहीं है? Fine, good. So time to time we will have class test. Maybe every week I'll give you assignment problems. Some of the assignment problem I will solve in the class, and remaining assignment problems you will solve yourself. Some of the exam question will come from the assignment problems. So you should give lot of importance to whatever assignment problems I give. Okay? Try to solve them 100%. If you cannot, take the help from your friends, but solve it yourself. Another most important thing, every day around 6 to 7 p.m. or 7 to 8 p.m. If you have a doubt, you can call me and discuss individually, any day. 6 to 7 or 7 to 8 p.m. You can directly call me. I hope my mobile number is available with everyone, or else you can note down 7387 150 123. 7387 150 123. So if you have a doubt in the subject, no other discussion, only subject discussion. Any day you can immediate talk to me between 6 to 7 p.m. or 6 to 8 p.m. But I prefer 6 to 7 p.m. Okay, one-to-one discussion we can have. That is one thing. Second is, every day I will send you the PPT the same day, I mean the day of the lecture, and you must go through the PPT on that day. Don't keep it pending. फिर कुछ भी दिमाग में नहीं रहेगा. ठीक है? और क्या बताना है? So let me begin the subject. But anything from your side, a general question? Yeah, A grade 80 and above. FF grade 39 and below. Standard. A grade. Very few people get A grade. It's very, very difficult. 80 and above. Very, very difficult. And FF grade, that is most important, is 39 and below. ठीक है? तो चलो अभी कैमरा बंद करो. Let us have some discussion. You can ask me anytime during the lecture. So let me go to the discussion.
Excuse me, sir.
बोलो.
Sir, for those who haven't opted the mechanical vibration subject, how can they will be able to attend the classes, as we have other classes on that time?
H slot, people who have taken renewable, they cannot attend. I agree. I agree. Renewable, they cannot, because renewable energy is also in this field. So if some people want to drop renewable, let me talk to HOD. Fine. But otherwise you cannot. You have already made a mistake. How can you correct it?
Hello, sir. Hello.
Only one thing, if it is a bulk problem, means almost 15-20 students, they want to change. I can talk to HOD, but it will be allowed or not. But those who are having artificial intelligence, they can easily attend, because artificial intelligence is in some other slot. This I leave it to Aditya. Aditya, who asked this question?
Which question, sir?
How can you attend this subject?
Sir, it not from me.
ठीक है. No. You listen to one or two lectures, and after that, if you sincerely feel that you want to change, then you can talk to Aditya or Prabha. Let me see how many numbers are there. If it is considerable number, then only we will discuss whether you can change it or not. Okay? But first you attend one or two lectures. Then only you take a decision. So today's lecture, those who are attending, they can attend because this is in B slot. But tomorrow it will be in the regular slot, F slot. So renewable energy, you cannot attend tomorrow's lecture. Okay. Bolo.
Sir, actually, I didn't get the MATLAB part because my connection was poor that time. So can you please tell it again?
No. I said that this subject will require programming in MATLAB.
Yes, sir.
So if you know MATLAB, very good. It is basically C language, but how you write a program in MATLAB that you may not know. You don't use a conventional C compiler. Okay.
Yes, sir.
MATLAB works as a C compiler, and MATLAB is better than any C compiler because you can add lot of other things. Lot of toolboxes are there, commands are there, video, graphics library, not video, graphics library is there. So MATLAB is a powerful platform where engineers write their program. I personally feel all the mechanical engineers must be expert in MATLAB. Today, 20 years back, perhaps not. But today, if you are getting a degree and if you tell outside people that you don't know programming, at least in MATLAB, you will be rejected. So at least you start programming in MATLAB and then you start learning other programming languages like Java and Python. It is a must
Okay, sir.
for every student. Every student, I mean, even students who have gone to renewable energy. Only problem is in renewable energy, nobody will talk about MATLAB programming. But if you are trying to become a correct mechanical engineer today, you must know MATLAB and one or two more programming languages. Okay. So as far as this subject is concerned, I will quite frequently ask you to write program in MATLAB. So if you don't know, you have to learn yourself, take the help from others, and of course I will also help you, and you must load MATLAB in your laptop. Any other question from anybody? So what is the subject code? MEL 450. I have already said this is a practical subject. Then a theoretical subject. Everywhere in the world, it is taught as a theory subject. But let me tell you, this is more of a practical subject than theory subject. So, can anyone tell me any real life example where vibration is visible or vibration is involved? Let me hear from you. Your own real life experience. I mean, example, let me give you where vibration is visible. Is vibration good or bad? If I ask you this question, see, always try to participate in answering. This will help you in training and placement. If you don't know how to face a question, you will not get a job. So make it a habit of answering a question. Even if you don't know, try to answer. Is vibration good or bad?
So it can be either constructive or destructive. So like it can be used for good purpose as well as bad. Like in a condition where it is not required, it's bad.
Okay, Vinit, what is good part?
So like where it is being used as an application, like suppose when we use it in somewhere in concrete, right? Like when we set up concrete pillars or something, that time we can use vibrations.
Concrete impact there. Okay, yeah. See, it's a good example. Don't say, I mean, don't, try to answer in a vague way. You must use impact there. Agree? Concrete impact there. Similarly, when we have to demolish the building, concrete, pneumatic hammer we use. Have you seen it? Pneumatic hammer? You will see people are using pneumatic hammer. So that is where vibration is used. Vibration is wanted. But otherwise, vibration is not wanted. Remember, in most of the situations, vibration is a bad thing. However, even if vibration is a bad thing, it happens. It happens. In nature, it happens. But why vibration is bad, can anybody answer it? Okay, few more examples of vibration. Let me hear from you. Real life example where vibration is bad. We don't want it, but it happens.
So destruction of buildings and everything.
Again, that is, your answer is highly general answer. I'm saying a pinpointed example. Don't
Sir,
you
in
think?
turbines,
Huh?
when it rotates, it vibrates, and that creates.
Why is like this?
Imbalance.
So vibration due to unbalance. Why turbine? It can happen in any rotor. But you tell me why vibration is bad in general? See, whatever we study in this subject, we will finally use the knowledge in how we can avoid vibration. Now, why we need to avoid vibration? Why vibration is criminal? Can you tell me from mechanical engineering point of view?
Sir, in a component, if there is some nut and bolt and the
Again,
component
finally
vibrates.
your answer is engineering answer. Engineering answer.
Sir, it may lead to
It
static
creates
failure.
unnecessary stresses.
It creates
Unnecessary stresses in the
again. It's a
component.
general answer.
It,
Engineers never. Take a minute. Engineers never use the term like unnecessary.
sir, it may lead to the fatigue failure of a component.
Again, engineers should not use may. It will.
Yes, sir, it will.
Vibration always leads to alternating stresses and fatigue failure. Vibration will always lead to fatigue failure due to alternating stresses. Why fatigue failure is so bad? Why we are, scared of fatigue failure? Can anybody answer in the class? Okay. What is the other?
Sir, it
Okay. What is the other mode of failure? Vibration leads to fatigue failure. So other than fatigue failure, what is the other type of failure? Do you know? Other than fatigue failure, what is the other type of failure? See, you don't know anything in engineering. These are the questions which generally companies ask in interview. You have been taught MD1, solid mechanics. So what is the most common type of failure? Fatigue failure is not discussed frequently. What is the other type of failure which is discussed frequently? See, ductile failure and brittle failure. So what is the difference between ductile failure and brittle failure? When the applied stress increases the tensile strength and material fails, if the material is brittle material, it will fail when the applied stress, which is a static stress, which is not alternating stress. If the applied stress exceeds the tensile strength and if the material is brittle, it will fail. This is brittle failure. And if the material is ductile, what will happen? It will undergo further deformation, which is nonlinear and anelastic. But it will again fail, but at a higher level, stress level, which is called ultimate stress, ultimate strength. So a ductile material has two types of strength, tensile strength, ultimate strength. But a brittle material does not have a ultimate strength. It only has tensile strength. So even if the stress is not alternating, still failure can take place if the applied stress is more than tensile strength for brittle material and ultimate strength for ductile material. So this is the conventional failure under static loading. Static loading means stress is not changing with time t. However, fatigue failure is different. In fatigue failure, space changes with time. And the simplest example is a sinusoidal alternating variation in stress. In that case, we call it, this is a pure fatigue failure. So in fatigue failure, when the failure will take place, does it depend on tensile strength in fatigue failure or depends on something else?
Our endurance limit.
Before that, endurance limit is higher than tensile strength or lower than tensile strength?
Lower than tensile strength.
Huh?
Lower than tensile strength.
किसे बोलो?
So endurance limit is lower than tensile strength.
How much? How much lower? Any idea?
Right.
No idea. So these are the small things that you must learn in solid mechanics. That means you have not learned solid mechanics properly. Two things are very important. What is endurance limit? The definition you must know. And the second thing is, endurance limit exists for steel, but it doesn't exist for aluminum. Remember that. Be very careful. Endurance limit exists for steel as a material. It doesn't exist for aluminum. And for steel, endurance limit is roughly 50% of the tensile strength. You can look at your design data book and find out how much is the tensile strength and how much is the endurance limit. So why fatigue failure is more dangerous than brittle failure? Can you explain?
Sir, it doesn't tell you when it is going to fail.
No, I know. No, we know when it is going to fail. But yes, in the long run, we can at least predict it. But why it is more dangerous? Because fatigue failure occurs at a lower stress value. At a lower stress value. And that is why vibration is very dangerous. Due to vibration, the stress that is created may not be greater than tensile strength, but yet failure can take place. That failure is because of endurance limit if the material is steel, and failure mechanism is different if the material is something else. So I will not go into that solid mechanics part of you, but what I mean to say that this subject is very much connected with solid mechanics. This subject is very much connected with a machine design. Whatever machine design you learn, you have already learned, and you will learn this semester also. Those machine design concepts are preliminary concepts. They are outdated now. Fine. Today, complete machine design is done using vibration. And why? That you will appreciate after you learn this subject. So, let me go to my second slide. Have you heard of this last year, or you forgot this? You know, Vikram, we tried to land Vikram on the lunar surface. We could not. This happened last year, or in 2020 rather, not last year, 2020. Now, why the Vikram could not land on the surface of the moon? Because we wanted to have a soft landing, but it had a hard landing. So, what is meant by soft landing, hard landing? This we will discuss in this subject, particularly with respect to aircraft landing on the runway. So if you look into any YouTube video of the pilot sitting in the cockpit, you will see that the moment the plane touches the runway, the pilot body, it vibrates. And those who have traveled in a plane as a passenger also, you will agree that the moment a plane touches the runway, you feel the vibration. How we talkers, why we talkers, how we can minimize, we will discuss in this subject. Fine. So in this subject, we will take up many real life cases. So landing of aircraft on the runway is an interesting thing. We'll discuss, but it will require a lot of mathematics. This is another problem in industry where a motor is placed on a concrete beam and there is a small unbalance in the motor or in the machine. Now, because of this unbalance, there will be a unbalanced force created in the machine, and because of this unbalanced force, this beam starts vibrating. We will study how much will be the vibration. Will the beam fail? We can design whether the beam will fail or beam can sustain the vibration. And next step we'll also discuss if the vibration is dangerous, what we can do, how we can minimize it. So this is a typical industrial problem where we see that the supporting structure has lot of vibration. Then we have to, either we have to predict it or we have to correct it. How we do it, how as an engineer we take the corrective step, we will discuss in this subject. So this is another example, real life example in industry. This is quite usual. Whenever a car moves on a road, if you are sitting inside the car, you will agree that you feel vibration, particularly when the car is moving over a bump. Okay. So that also we will study, where we will model the car. So this is the modeling, and finally we'll write down the equation of motion, which will be little more complicated. But this is how the the model of a car will look like. Not so easy, not so easy. This is how we model the wing of an aircraft, and there is an engine. How do we do the modeling so as to study the bending vibration of the aircraft wing? We will also discuss in this subject. This is effect of wind on a tall chimney. So if suddenly hurricane comes, then, and this is Vizag, Konsa, Sushmita, you will agree that this is what happened in Vizag, that whenever that hurricane comes, this air force, air acts on tall structures. It may be a chimney, it may be a high-rise building. So how the chimney vibrates, how the high-rise building vibrates, we'll discuss that. This is a theoretical one, but are you familiar with this? Have a look at it. ये क्या चीज है और are you familiar with this? Are you familiar with this?
Sir, pendulum.
I know pendulum, but are you familiar with the equation?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what is something great in this equation? What is interesting and what is very challenging in the equation? What is interesting and what is very challenging in the equation? Can you see? It's a simple equation. All of you have seen this equation in your 11, 12 JEE preparation. But there is something very challenging. What is that challenging? And you have never asked yourself, perhaps. once
Theta
you have
should
got
be
the
less than
exam, you have
20
never
degree.
bothered. So what is the challenging side of this equation? If I ask you all, none of you will be able to answer it, although the equation appears to be simple. So what is the challenging side of this equation?
Theta should be less than 20 degree unless we are, otherwise we can't.
No. Who said theta should be less than 20 degrees? Theta should be less than 4 degrees, not 20 degrees. Anyway,
Yes.
the challenging side is we have replaced sine theta by theta. And we can replace sine theta by theta only if theta is very, very small, which means whatever mathematics you have studied in 11, 12, that can only explain small angular oscillation. It cannot explain large angular oscillation. It cannot. Because if the angular oscillation theta is large, I cannot simplify sine theta by theta. Then what I have to do? I have to solve this equation and not this equation. And why solution of this equation is challenging? Can anybody tell me? Let me see who knows mathematics little. What is the difference between this equation and this equation? Why we make sine theta, we replace sine theta by theta? Why? Why we do it? Why we have to change sine theta by theta? Why? Let it remain sine theta. Because if it is sine theta, we don't bother whether it is a small oscillation, whether it is a large oscillation. So why do we make sine theta, we replace sine theta by theta? Why? Can anybody explain? Mathematical answer.
The equation become linear homogeneous.
Correct.
So
Correct. Equation becomes linear and it can be solved easily. So this is a nonlinear equation. And solving a nonlinear equation is very, very difficult. Equation looks so simple. But if you ask me how to solve it, I can give you the solution. It is very, very difficult. You can go back to Reznik-Halliday. And Reznik-Halliday has discussed that if for large oscillation, how to find out the time period. Remember, for large oscillation, the time period will not follow the formula that we obtain from this. No, but it is very interesting. But that is what I meant to say, that vibration is a challenging subject. However, in third year, every time we face a nonlinear term, we simplify it into linear. Because solving a linear differential equation is easy. Solving a linear differential equation is easy. Remember, in your first year, you have been taught how to solve differential equations, but they are all linear differential equations. They are not nonlinear. But in vibration, we come across nonlinear differential equations. It's very difficult, very challenging. But that is higher level vibration. So this is a building vibration under earthquake. We'll discuss that. When earthquake comes, how the building vibrates. Some buildings they collapse, some other buildings it doesn't collapse. Why it happens? That a chota building it survives, but a tall building it collapses. So this earthquake effect on tall buildings we'll discuss in this subject. So this is random vibration that comes because of earthquake. We'll discuss that. So a lot of things we will discuss. I have given, I'll give you the PPT where syllabus sub dikhega. But what is most interesting is, I'll stop today's class, that generally I refer 15 to 20 textbooks. Generally. But you cannot afford to go through all the 15 or 20 textbooks. This is the minimum list that you can go through. I'll give you the PPT. Minimum list. All the textbooks are very, very good and very, very important. All the textbooks. So during the subject, I will refer, today I may refer this textbook, next day I may refer this. So I'll keep on referring almost every textbook. But this is the minimum. I generally refer 10, 15 more textbooks. But as far as you are concerned, this, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 textbooks, try to get the e-copy if you can. A subject khatarnak hai, huh? 10 textbook, 10 hai. I can give you another 10, but I think these 10 are good enough. ठीक है? तो आज का क्लास इतना ही. हम सिर्फ इंट्रोडक्शन किया है. From tomorrow we will start how we model simple vibration, and gradually we will go into complicated vibration. The whole objective of learning this subject is what? that vibration generally leads to damage, leads to failure. So how we can avoid that failure? How we can avoid that damage? We can avoid a failure, we can avoid a damage if we understand vibration. So that is the objective of this subject. This subject is most important subject today. Why? Because whenever a failure occurs, starting from big failure of Vikram, anything, most of the failures, they occur because of vibration. So this subject is very, very important, at least for mechanical engineering. Unfortunately, mechanical engineering students, they don't like this subject. So if you don't take this subject, you should not call yourself a mechanical engineer. As simple as that. Fine. Anyway, any question? We have only 2-3 minutes. आज इतना ही. I have given some basic introduction. कल से हमारा मैथमेटिक्स चालू होगा. किसी को कुछ पूछना नहीं है. So if we go back to लोग भाग गए कि है अभी भी? है. So those who have joined from today, इसमें कितने लोग रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी के हैं? So the additional students who have joined there, they belong to renewable energy. Am I correct? कोई जवाब नहीं.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So tomorrow you will not be able to attend this lecture. Fine. But still, if you are interested, let me get a tentative number through Aditya. So if additional students, only thing is that department can allow add drop from renewable to vibration, but department cannot allow add drop from artificial intelligence to vibration because artificial intelligence is open source. But those students can very easily attend because this slot is available today. Renewable लोग अगर इधर आना चाहता है तो let me see the number by tomorrow. I can talk to HOD and take a decision. ठीक है? But let me have, because I don't know. Today you are serious, tomorrow you may not be serious. That is the problem. किसी को कुछ पूछना है सब्जेक्ट के बारे में और कुछ? This subject, you know, we have almost world-class instrumentation in our lab. So had you been in the campus, you could have done lot of practical experiments in the lab. Unfortunately, online we cannot. You cannot have the lab experiment, but our lab, we have world-class instruments in our lab, vibration instruments. So if you happen to come back to campus later on, you can do a lot of experiments yourself. Fine. I generally also introduce LabVIEW, which is another beautiful software in the world today. See, when you go out, you cannot simply say, I am a VNIT student. Nobody will give you importance. If you tell them, I know MATLAB, I know LabVIEW, then people will give you double the salary. So today you can find out what is LabVIEW. Okay, so in my lab, we have LabVIEW software, and students have done their projects in LabVIEW in the past, but provided you get an opportunity to come back to the campus this semester. Otherwise, you cannot. Anyway, चलो आज हो गया, ठीक है? So I am ending the class. I will not send any PPT today, but from tomorrow I will start sending the PPT email. चलो, you can leave now. अभी क्या करना है? रिन्यूएबल में रहना है कि वाइब्रेशन में आना है?